everyone, I'm Elle and welcome to EDUC Blog. Welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to share to you some facts about myself, a summary of what we have done the whole semester in the course Foundation of Special and Inclusive Education, my takeaways on the video I have watched, and a journal I have researched related to the course, my general conclusion of the course, and some messages for my course facilitator, classmates, and future students. So without further ado, let's begin! For you to get to know me better, I will be sharing 5 facts about myself. So here it is. First fact is that my full name is Elnie Sayon, and I live in Tondo, Manila, Philippines. Second fact is that I'm currently in my second year taking up Bachelor in Business Technology and Livelihood Education, major in Industrial Arts at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Third fact is that my most favorite time of the day is afternoon because that's the usual time I use to pamper myself, like sitting down, reading books, and eating snacks. It's more likely unproductive, but I like its comfortable and peaceful vibe that it gives. Fourth fact is that my biggest accomplishment so far is keeping myself sane. Because with all the things that is happening around us, I think it would be very amazing to keep ourselves healthy, especially our physical and mental health. Fifth fact is that what inspires me is the future. Despite it being questionable as to what the future might hold, it is still motivating to think of what the future might be. Because as we hope of a better future, it pushes us to work hard, do better, and be better. So those are the 5 facts about me. I hope you get to know me better. Next up is the documentation to summarize the things we have done all throughout the semester in the course Foundation of Special and Inclusive Education. In the whole duration of the semester, we've been practicing 2 kinds of meeting, namely synchronous and asynchronous meeting. During our synchronous or online meeting, we usually use Zoom as our video conference platform. And this is my setup during online class. I also get to participate in the online meeting by sharing the collaborative ideas that we have gathered during the breakout session. It would highly be better to take initiatives to help these people with disabilities in order to foresee clear actions in making them live comfortably in the society. Also, we would like everyone to instill encouragement for people with disabilities and acknowledge them not as a disability but as part of the brave people. There are others who are still fighting to overcome their disabilities or disorders, and others has minimal chances of surviving out there. But in the end, everyone has their own challenges that they face, and we may acknowledge them as disabled person, but we must not underestimate their ability and choices. On the other hand, during a synchronous meeting, I usually spend that time reading the instructional materials, answering the online activities given to us, and ready my takeaways on those specific lessons for the next meeting. In addition, we also get to attend webinars like the webinar series, Early Literacy Instruction entitled Ready for Life. So those are the things that we have done all throughout the semester for this course. Next up is my takeaway on the video I have watched, entitled Inclusive Education, Education Equity Now from UNICEF, Europe, and Pacific Asia. Inclusive education is seen as a process of addressing and responding to the diversity of needs of the learners through increasing participation in learning, cultures and communities, and reducing exclusion from education and from within education. The goal is to make it easier for teachers and learners to take up and welcome challenges and advantages of diversity throughout the whole educational system. In an inclusive educational approach, learning settings are promoted where every student has the chance to succeed. After watching the video, my major takeaway is that the best advocacy we could incorporate inclusive education is equity. We might have heard of the word equality most of the time, but there is a big difference between equity and equality. For instance, equality means that every child must be given the same opportunities to go to school and must be given the same resources. But in equity, it's far better. Recognizing that every child is diverse, we must treat each of them equitably by providing them the resources and opportunities that are just according to their circumstances. With that, we see equity as a process and the outcome of that process is equality. And that's, I think, the main thought of inclusive education. Putting systems in place to ensure that every child has an equal chance of success. As Rick Riordan said, fairness doesn't mean everyone gets the same. Fairness means that everyone gets what they need. And that's my takeaway for the video. Inclusive Education, Education Equity Now from UNICEF, Europe, and Pacific Asia. Next up is another takeaway, but this time it's from the journal I have researched about effective inclusive practices. After reading the journal Effective Inclusion Practices by Ms. Alyssa Barnes, PhD, I realized that inclusive education promotes an environment for all that is less restrictive. And in that less restrictive environment, there must be an immersed learning and teaching strategies and practices that would cater to the diversity of students and ensure that every student benefits from it. After she conducted a study that examines effective instructional practices which support the inclusion of students with special needs, she finds 4 practices that is essential in a successful inclusive environment. These strategies include a whole child approach, performance-based assessments, use of visual and graphic organizers, and collaboration. The good thing about these mentioned strategies is that it benefits students with or without disabilities, which is the main point of employing effective inclusion practices. We know that special ed teachers created strategies that would cater students with special needs. And as we pursue and improve inclusive education, we must employ strategies that meet the needs of every student, which is essential when ensuring all students succeed. And that's my takeaway on the journal Effective Inclusion Practices by Ms. Alyssa Barnes, PhD. Next up is my general conclusion about the course. Foundation of Special and Inclusive Education course provides us a clear picture of what inclusive education is and how it could be pursued. It also explains to us the vitality of employing inclusive education to provide an equity of opportunities for every student with or without disabilities. This course is a very integral course for education majors because future educators not only need a subject mastery or instructional skills. They also need to have a deep appreciation of the importance of individual differences and that all learners develop at a different level and are not likely to learn the same thing at the same time. With this, teachers could be able to establish learning to be able to teach effective differential learning to all students. In addition, this course highlighted inclusive education as a foundation of equity and collaboration, which is very important in all learning environments. I believe that the best value of inclusive education is its way of valuing the diversity of learners and its recognition to the unique contribution of every student in the classroom. Overall, this course not only equipped me with knowledge about the various disabilities that a child could have or how the disabilities affect the child's learning process, because it also taught me that there is a wide spectrum of learning and teaching strategies that we could use in an inclusive education to ensure that we accommodate all the learners' needs. And that is my general conclusion of the course Foundation of Special and Inclusive Education. Next up is the last part of this episode, in which I'll be giving my messages to my course facilitator, classmates, and teachers. To my course facilitator, hello Sir D. Thank you for a fruitful and fun semester with you. I hope that you continue inspiring every student like me with your discussions and takeaways. Also, I'll be more excited to wait for your next goal. Always stay healthy and God bless. To my classmates, hello IA. I'm surprised that we've conquered another semester again. I know that it's not that easy, but we made it again. And we'll make it again in the preceding semester ahead of us. Regardless of the forces that hinder us, I know that we're all that strong to move forward. Let's keep making our own steps. It doesn't matter if it's just baby steps. What matters is that we're moving. Waiting. To my future students, because you're different from others, don't ever feel bad about yourself. Everyone has the potential to become a superstar or to succeed, especially if they have a special ability or talent. Unleash the power of your inner strength and embrace your unique identity, because all successful people have one thing in common. They are distinct from everyone else. So just be you and nobody else. And that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!